Nurses not only eat their young, they also trick them. When I was a nurse for about a year and a half, a colleague who was a senior nurse that I really respected started telling me about, no, change that, started selling me on working as an agency nurse. Since I knew her, she worked as both an agency nurse and a staff nurse on and off. So she told me how much money I would make, how great it would be that at this stage in my career, a year and a half into being an L&D nurse, that it would be great experience to work someplace else. Side note, if you want experience working at a different hospital as a newer nurse, work per diem, not agency. I was hesitant because I had no reason to want to work two full-time jobs working 6 nights a week. However, she was really persuading me to do this. She spoke of the wonders of doing it, and then one night took out one of her pay stubs and showed it to me, and I was like, wow, yeah, you really are making in 1 week more than we're making in 2 weeks. So after a little more convincing, I signed up with the recruiter that she introduced me to. As I'm speaking to the recruiter, even after he sent me the contract and I'm going through it, something kept saying to me, don't do this. Why are you doing it? What's the reason? And so at the very last moment, I pulled out. I decided not to sign the contract, and I decided just to stick to my staff nursing job, which at the time was plenty enough for me. I remember her actually seeming disappointed when I told her that I wouldn't be working agency. And I was a little puzzled when she said to me, yeah, her recruiter mentioned it to her. I was thinking, why would he do that? Fast forward maybe 2 or 3 years, and I decide to start working as an agency nurse. One of the very first things the recruiter said to me was that if I refer a friend, I would be paid I believe it was $500 if that friend signed up for the contract. And it was at that very moment that it hit me. Oh, she didn't care if working two jobs would be horrible for me because she had experienced it, and she knew at my level of experience, it would probably be hard for me taking on two full-time jobs. She knew I had two small kids at home, and she still tried to convince me to do this. And it took me 2 or 3 years to learn what her motivation was. $500. Only fools rush in. If someone is trying to get you to do something in nursing and you can't figure out what the motivation is, sometimes you have to look deeper into it. I didn't look deeper into it at the time, but I did eventually learn. Be careful out there.